I know. Purple hair? That was so 2025. Probably a little bit of 2026. Anyways, don't know what color my hair is going to be in 2030. God, that's such a weird number to say, 2030. Will I even be alive in 2030? Probably. Hopefully. This would be a really sad video if I'm dead. Anyways. Let's go to the list. Because in 2020, I did not have a list. That video was so rambly. It was like 20 minutes and I barely said anything at all. It's already been a minute. Oh my god. So in my list, the first thing I have is job. What am I doing right now? In 2025, I actually, as of today, left the military. But obviously, I know, I've been on admin leave for several months, so I was able to get a job, and I am a life skills coach, aka a mental health skill builder. So obviously I'm seeing clients who have a mental health disorder and are taking drugs for those, and they're taking medication drugs for those conditions, and are struggling with independence. I see them at least once a week. And my goal is to try to get them to a state of independence. A lot of them are unhoused. A lot of them are dealing with drug or alcohol, like dependency. A lot of them, are dealing with having a poor relationship with their families. You name it. Anything that you can think of. So curious what I'm doing in 2030. Hopefully, I'm a therapist. That's what my ultimate goal is. That's what my goal is as of 2025. Isn't that crazy? That's my goal in 2025? It feels so unachievable. But I'm sure I can do it unless my plans change. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. But yeah. That actually leads me to education. So, this is more 2025, or 2024 related, but I showed it off in the video because I actually just filmed the reaction to the 2020 Time Capsule. But yes, last year, about a year ago, I completed my bachelor's degree, and I have applied to go to ODU for to try to get my master's in psychology. So, don't know if I'm going to end up in ODU. I guarantee you they're going to accept me. But yeah, really hoping by the time I watch this video that I have that degree in psychology. That I at the very least have a master's degree. If I have a whole ass doctorate, if Dr. Day is watching this video, very unlikely, but yeah, if I have a master's degree, still awesome, fantastic. It feels like a lifetime away. But hey, it could take 2 years, and I could have it by probably by the end of, probably by the beginning of 2028. So you could have had it for like 2 years. So that'd be crazy. There's so much that could change in the next 5 years. I can only imagine. But yeah, as of right now, my head spins was just like, I so want to learn more about psychology. It's not like my favoriteest thing in the whole world, but like I really like psychology. I think it's so fascinating. Um, it's like a field, and learning more about how we tick and more about how to work with people. I mean, something that my job has been helping me with a lot is just empathy and like learning about what works to help people learn and get better and what doesn't work. So I absolutely want to learn more about it and to go to these classes and just, you know, just get right back into it. Even though getting my bachelor's degree was so stressful. As you might have noticed, I was typing because I actually thought about what I wanted to say next, what I wanted to talk about next. I'll take a little interlude to talk about this little fluffy doggy dog. She's my little bubbies. Karina. As I said in the reaction to the 2025 video, the 2020 video, I was very scared that something would have happened and that I would have lost her before watching that video, but it didn't happen. I still have her. She's still perfect in every way. If I can get her to get up, I would actually show you her face, because that's changed a lot in the last 5 years. But yeah, I really hope that you have Karina. I really hope I'm not watching this crying. But like, I love her. She's still my best friend. She's still my best friend in the whole world. And I love her so much. She's 6 years old. Probably 6.5, as I said in the 2020 video. Oh, come here. Eat my puppy. Eat my friends. I love Karina so much. She's so funny. Can you come here? Come here. Your puppy. But yeah. Hopefully you still have her. She'll be what, 11 years old? 11 years old? She'll be old lady. She already feels like an old lady. Look at that face. Look at that face. You got all that white furs on her nose. But 11 years old? If, for some bizarre reason, you do not have Karina, I can only imagine that you probably have another dog at this point. Or a cat. Or a cat. I think in 2025 you tried having a cat, and Karina did not like that. Karina did not like having a cat in the house, especially because the cat was a kitten and was trying to be all over me all the time. And Karina refused to sleep in the bed with the cat. So, like, I'm sorry. Like, she is my security. When I sleep at night, she tucks into the spine of my back, the middle of my back. She's just my security blanket. So yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna prioritize her over a cat that I just met. Even the cat was very cute. Her name was Yasashi. But yeah, hopefully you have Karina. I'm getting emotional right now just thinking about it. But if you don't, just know that she was very loved. And that she's lived a good life. The thing I'd written was interests. What are my interests right now? So, as you already know, as of December of 2025, you've written 3 books. Lennon Murders, Neapolitan Heist, Free Drifter. You are currently working on Colombian Scheme, which I would say it's a spoiler, but we're talking about you in 5 years. You know how Colombian Scheme ends. You know that book is a lot. And that's what you're working on right now. So, definitely looking forward to finishing that book. Probably by the time you're watching this, you will have finished Frankfurter Cult. Don't quote me on that, but that's definitely on the chopping block. You also have planned to do a project which is lovingly called, as of right now, it's probably changed by the time you're seeing this, Deja News, which is the 9/11 book. If Deja News has not rung in your head what I'm talking about, it's a 9/11 book. If you have not written that book by the time you're watching this, that needs to be your next project. I really like that concept, and I know that I'm scared to do it because it's sci-fi, and I'm just not sure if I really... But you gotta do that. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. If it's buried in the project list, do it. It is an awesome idea. I really like that idea. But I want to finish Colombian Scheme, and then my plan is to do Deja News, and then my plan is to do Frankfurter Cult, which, yeah, I mean, should be published in 2030. So, next year, Colombian Scheme, 2028, 2028, Deja News, and then 2030 should be, it's December if you haven't published it already, like, get on that. Frankfurter Cult, which would be the final book in this series, so definitely looking forward to having that finished up. What else do I like to do for fun? Well, as you can see, you still have a shit ton of books you have not read. I do still enjoy reading. I haven't been reading as much this year, but you like reading, right? You like reading. I can show you my 5 favorite books as of this point. I really hope that by the time you're watching this, that there are other books in this list other than these, but these are your favorites as of right now. I'm not saying I hope they changed because I hope it didn't come across that I'm saying I hope they changed because these are bad books, only that taste should evolve, and hopefully there's other books that have come out in the last 5 years that rival these books, you know? But anyways, my number 5 book, Inside Mari. It's a manga, as you remember. I love this book series so much. It's, you know, you'd already heard about it before, but reading it again, like reading it for yourself, was definitely eye-opening. It was a great experience. The Perfect Girlfriend by Karen Hamilton. Also an amazing book, like a psychological book. The Book Thief, which was one of the hardest books you've ever read. But it's a great book. It's fantastic. It's about a girl hiding from the Nazis, basically, in Nazi Germany. So that's always a fun subject. Normal People by Sally Rooney. First Sally Rooney book you'd read. It was great. It was so great. You read it as a library book, and you ended up buying it for yourself. This is your copy. And you'd written a paper about it. That's how great it was. And of course, Pride and Prejudice. You have a very nice edition of Pride and Prejudice. that has like hardwood, or not wood, but like hardcover, like the gold foil stuff. Like it's great. Look how thin the paper is. It's like Bible paper. That's how thin it is. Yeah. So these are great books, as you all know. Now I have the unfortunate task of trying to put these away. Another interest of yours is Pokemon cards. That's what this lovely, lovely bunch of stuff here is. Are Pokemon cards. Your collections. I don't know what I should show you. I guess I'll show you this one. Since this is a binder most likely to change. You have the collection of WotC. That's what most of the rainbow is. This is your collection of your favorite Pokemons, including Sylveon. I cannot imagine this not being my favorite Pokemon when I watch this, but maybe it's changed. I don't know. Maybe Gen 10 will have come out. So, how's that? You really like Gen 9, so Gen 10 is probably pretty good. So maybe there's going to be some amazing Pokemon in there that's like, that's my favorite. But as of right now, Sylveon. I also have a collection of Eevee. You have a small collection of Glaceon. You have a Meloetta collection, which you're trying to do by finding these cards in person, not by buying any of them online. You are struggling. This is a almost completely empty page. These are the latest three that have come out of Meloetta, so obviously you'll add more to that page, but yeah, you're missing a couple. Here's another almost completely blank page, but I think this is the first page, so. And then obviously you have a Vivillon collection. So, yeah, you really like Pokemon. Obviously you have a lot of Pokemon plushies. Here's a Sylveon Mimikyu. You have a lot of the evolutions. Right now, you are still a season ticket holder for the Norfolk Admirals. So, you even have a signed Salty plush. If I get another dog, my plan is to name him or her Salty. That's how much you like the Norfolk Admirals, even though they suck this year. I don't know. Maybe by the time you're watching this, they'll have won the Kelly Cup. Maybe they've won it 5 years in a row. I don't know. I don't think they're winning it this year. But maybe. Maybe. Yeah, you love hockey. Tampa Bay Lightning. Norfolk Admirals. The Minnesota Frost. You know. Is there another hockey game or hockey team you're into? I don't think so. I think it's just those three. So, yeah. And also Tampa sucks ass this year, too. So, hopefully that's turned around. Hopefully they've won another Stanley Cup by the time you're watching this. Another back-to-back, maybe. Probably not going to happen. Anyways, how did One Piece end? You have to answer that. One Piece has not ended as of this point. To be honest, I have not read a volume in a few months. I've been busy. I've been busy, as you can imagine. But I'm sure I'm gonna catch back up, and then, man, I can't imagine how One Piece would end. But it will. It will eventually. You're really into Yamato? Maybe Yamato will join the Straw Hats. That'd be amazing. That'd be great. I'd love that. Did that happen? You gotta let me know. What else? I'm into My Digital Circus. Or Amazing Digital Circus, rather. Ragatha. Relationships. I don't know how to break the bad news to you. You're single. We're not doing predictions yet, but yeah, I'm single. I haven't been in a relationship. I haven't been in a real relationship since like 2023. I've been on a couple dates, had some touch and goes. Right now, you're kind of seeing somebody, but kind of not. It's all complicated. Like Facebook complicated. That's an outdated reference now. I can't imagine what that's going to be like in 2030 as a reference. But yeah, it's complicated. Facebook is complicated. You have a main friend group that you hang out with. You see them every Monday. And yeah, you get together, you play board games. You actually just got a board game in today called Don't Fall For It. So you gotta let me know. Is that a fun game? Let me know if it's a fun game. I think it'll be okay. I don't think it's gonna be amazing. I think it'll be okay. Just have a huge stack of stuff right here as I'm going through them. But yeah, you do that every Monday. Obviously you go to the Admiral hockey games whenever they play, so it's usually like Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Yeah, families for the most part pretty good. You just had Thanksgiving dinner with your brother. You plan to go see your mom later this month, obviously, for like Christmas, New Year's kind of time period. So that'll be good. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Books I already talked about. Upcoming events. Let me look at my calendar. What upcoming events do I have? What exciting things are happening for Zara Day in December of 2025? I've been talking so much about years in the last like couple of hours that I'm honestly starting to forget what year it is. Yeah, today / tomorrow, you have, oh, by the way, it's midnight, so, yeah, it's today. You are seeing 2 clients. On Friday, there's a hockey game. On Saturday, there's a hockey game. On Sunday, there's a hockey game. You're going to an open mic. You went to an open mic a few months ago, and you want to get back into it, so you're going to go to an open mic on Tuesday. Probably read some poetry, probably a little snippet of the book that you're working on now, which, as I said, was Colombian Scheme. So hopefully that goes well. Maybe you can do that every month. I don't know. Maybe you can do that every month. That seems decent enough. On the 17th, you're going to a Virginia Democrat meeting. You'll have to let me know how that goes. As of right now, we're not a massive fan of the Democrats. Which brings us to the final part. God damn, this video is longer than the last one. Longer than 2020. Predictions. Ooh, the future. The biggest thing right now is ChatGPT and like generative AI in general. People are currently trying to replace pretty much any worker that isn't just like labor with AI. People are trying to replace therapists with AI. They're trying to replace like information system technicians with AI. They're trying to replace writing with AI. This thing that you love doing so much. People are like filling the market with these like AI written books, and like people are using it to do drawings and just all sorts of stuff. Right? That's like the huge thing in 2025 is like this is the year that people are just letting AI just run rampant, just all across our lives. There are literally people that will like go to ChatGPT to look up how to respond to text messages. Like that's where we are right now in 2025. So I don't know how to predict 2030, because one of two things will happen: either they regulate it or they let it continue to go crazy. I think AI is going to do irreversible damage, and not only environmentally because it's horrible for the environment, but yeah, just in general. I mean, and not even just getting into the art stuff, which is plagiarism, but like just trying to replace humans with AI, an AI that like isn't really working that well. Like AI can't replace most jobs, and yet people are firing employees just to replace them with lackluster but like free AI. So I think that either gets better because it gets regulated, which is not going to happen under this administration. But there's an election in 2028, so maybe things hold off for another 3 years and we get somebody who's a little smarter in office right now. I don't know. But yeah, something's going to have to happen. Something's going to happen there. People are talking about, like, we can't see because we're on the inside, but, like, maybe in 5 years, we know what the final result of AI is. Maybe Skynet has actually happened. I don't know. It's very scary, though. I don't like it. I don't like where we are with AI. I don't like how it is right now. People are using it way too much and for way too many, like, things that it really is not suitable for. I predict that people are going to continue to try to use it as, like, therapy and stuff. And I know one of our goals is to be a therapist. I don't know. Is it going to end up being a thing where I become a human therapist as opposed to the cheaper alternative of using AI? Like, I don't know. Because this 2025 was the year that Mamdani, the socialist up in New York City, got elected. So there is some positive stuff happening in politics. There is some pushback against Trump. Hopefully that continues to the midterms. Hopefully we can get candidates that convince Americans to go away from MAGA and towards rationality and progressivism. But as I said earlier, the Democrats are not doing that. They're not doing their job and, like, holding the Republicans and stuff to account. So I don't know. I'm very scared. I'm very scared that things are going to get worse before they get better. But yeah, Spanberger just got elected. governor of Virginia. I think it's a 4-year position, so she might be up for re-election in 2029. So maybe she's the governor in 2030, or maybe there's somebody else. Hopefully, whoever is the governor in 2030 is, smart. Hello, future me. Apparently Karina wanted to be a part of this update. This is editing Zara. I wanted to interject with a couple... Wow, she is just going crazy. You're going crazy. You're nutto buttos. I wanted to interject with some other predictions because, unfortunately, when I recorded most of this video yesterday, I could not think of a lot of predictions. I just written predictions and then never actually come up with a couple before I started recording. And most of the ones that I could think of were revolving around AI. I don't want the entire predictions category to just be about artificial intelligence. So I wanted to go ahead and add a couple of other predictions, some fun predictions that are a little bit, kind of more along the lines of what's happening now, what's likely to happen in the next 5 years. And no, I've not repainted my nails yet since recording yesterday. Don't judge me. And she needs to quiet down. So, number one, and this is in a list of most likely to happen to least likely to happen. Most likely to happen, alternative meats become more popular. That's what I wrote. What I mean is, what I guess today, and the word that keeps coming up in my brain every time I try to talk about this is printed meat. But basically you're using inorganic material to make organic material to make meat and stuff. That's a thing that they've been working on for a couple years. It's getting better. It's getting harder to distinguish between this inorganic meat versus organic meat. And obviously, it's going to be hard to sell it to older people, but I think it's going to become more accessible and more likely to see it in stores, maybe Whole Foods at first, and then slowly, I don't think by 2030 it's going to be completely oh man, whatever, but I do think it will start to be easier to find it in stores and stuff, and way cheaper to produce. Number 2 prediction. Jenna Ortega wins an Oscar. I don't know for what. I don't even know the category. It could be supporting actor. It could be, or supporting actress. It could be primary actress. It could be, leading actress. It could be for sound, music or whatever. I don't care. She wins an Oscar for something, right? That seems plausible. She's in a lot of sort of artistic movies and stuff. I think that can happen. Number 3, I'm trying not to take too much time because it was supposed to just be the stuff from yesterday, but I couldn't let this video just be, or this section of the video just be AI stuff. I don't want that. Number 3, choosing features on babies becomes more popular. As I said, most likely to least likely. This is middle ground. Yeah, I mean, we've already seen, people having the ability to kind of choose features for their child, for their children. I just think it's going to be, easier to do that, and there's going to be more stories. Maybe a celebrity, we find out that a celebrity chose the color of their baby's eyes, for example, something like that. I think that's going to, by 2030, we might see a little bit more of that happening. Number 4, Apple gets purchased by another company, possibly Google. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know all the stuff that Apple is involved in making, but it seems like their primary thing is phones, and they're definitely primed to be bought up by some major company. You know, a la Elon Musk buying Twitter or something. You know, like I think Google could easily buy Apple, and you know, sort of incorporate that. Do you know that I don't know that much about these companies and how they work? I might be completely wrong. Apple might be too big to be purchased, but you know, gosh darn it. At the very least, I think somebody's going to try to buy Apple. Probably not, but it would be fun. It'd be really fun if I'm sitting there like, oh, yeah, that actually happened. That actually happened. Number 5, definitely not going to happen, but fun prediction. Columbus Blue Jackets win the Stanley Cup. I'm sorry, it was a toss-up between Blue Jackets winning the Stanley Cup and a Canadian team winning the Stanley Cup. Both of those are very unlikely to happen. But it'd be really fun if I'm watching this video and I'm like, oh my gosh, actually the Blue Jackets have won 3 times in a row. They won in 2028, 2029, 2030. Like, that's crazy that I predicted that. It'd be fun. It'd be fun. If Blue Jackets get to the Stanley Cup Finals, I'd definitely be rooting for them. Even if they're playing against Toronto or something like that. Because, I don't know. Give the little guys a chance, right? Anyways, I know, rambly, 7-minute interlude, but I just wanted to have a little more fun and a little more predictions, not be so focused on artificial intelligence. Anyways, back to the video. Maybe in 2030, it is now legal. Like, you can now get into a committed relationship with an AI partner. Like, there's enough people that say that they are sexually attracted to and want to be in long-term relationships with, have a life partner that's AI. I'll make a real prediction. Let me make a real prediction. I think that there is going to be... What DSM are we on right now? I think we're on 5TR. We might be on 6, but I think it's 5TR. I think in whatever the next DSM is, and if that comes out in the next 5 years, there's going to be a disorder, at least one disorder, probably more, but at least one related to AI. And people, like, how that affects the brain. Like, how speaking to AI, like, creates a psychosis. Like, I think that's going to at least exist. Like, artificial intelligence disorder, or like a parasocial kind of thing. Like, maybe it'll be a type of parasocial, disassociation or something like that. Like, I predict there's going to be at least one, like, named AI-related disorder in the DSM. I think that's going to happen. I would really love it if in 2030 I'm laughing my ass off at how much I'm talking about AI, because it's like, oh, I remember when that was such a big deal. You know, like back in 2020 when it was like, oh, such a big deal that COVID. I really hope that it's one of those things where we get the fuck over the AI stuff. My prediction for my life. This is the last passage. There might be something else that comes up randomly, but for my life, I don't know. I really hope that in 2030, I'm in a long-term relationship. Like, we've been dating for at least a few years. I really want to be at that point. I really want to have finished, at the very least, finished my master's degree, if not started a doctorate. I really want to be a therapist. Being a mental health skill builder is fine, but I think I can do more, or I think I can do something a little more aligned with my actual interests than being a life coach. So that's definitely something I want to work on. I'd love to be a little more involved in government. Like, if I haven't run for an office, at least, like, worked for a campaign or something like that. Like, I want to be more involved with politics. That's why on the 17th, I'm going to a meeting. Because, yeah, I want to get involved. So, hopefully it's something like that. Something along those lines has happened. I guess I didn't predict who would be president in 2030. Who do I think would be president in 2030? My reach goal of, like, who I really want to be president, I guess Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I'm sure she's still going to be involved in politics on some level in 2030. If she's not running for president, which she's probably not going to, she might still be in the House. I wouldn't mind if she was in the Senate. That would be cool. She might run for governor. But yeah, right now I have a bumper sticker on my car that says AOC 2028. That's who I would really want. Who do I think would be likely to be president in 2030? Hopefully not. I don't think J.D. Vance would be president. I don't think he would win the Republican... Well, he might win the Republican nomination. I don't think he would win a general election. That's just me. If we've descended to absolute authoritarianism, Trump might be the president because he refuses to leave office. I guess in that situation, I'm watching this video from a bunker. Like, I really don't think that's going to happen. Maybe Kamala Harris. Like, I don't... Who... Besides AOC, who would I want to be president? I don't know. Right now, the Democratic Party is not poised to nominate a progressive. But it'd be really nice if they did. It'd be really nice if they got their stuff together and realized that progressivism is the future of the party. And if they can't figure that out, it's going to be bad in 2028. It's going to be really bad. So I'm really hoping... I'll say this. I really hope a progressive is president in 2030. That's what I really hope. I really hope they're progressive. Again. For my own life, what do I predict? Yeah, I predict I'll have at least 2 other books finished. Well, Colombian Scheme, probably Deja News, and then Frankfurter Cult. I can do more books than that, but right now I'm on a schedule of every 2 years. And I'm trying to hold myself at least to that. If I come out with books more often than that, that's cool. But, like, honestly, I don't have time to do all that right now. I want to be positive with my predictions, so... My books have... People have taken note of my books. People really liked Colombian Scheme. So that's my prediction. Yeah, I predict I'll have at least one other pet. That's my last prediction that I can think of right now. Anyways, there was definitely something I wanted to say at the end of this. Oh, I want to say affirmations. Because that was something that I was doing throughout the 2020, time capsule that I want to do now. So let's take some time to give some affirmations to you, my friend, my dear friend, my dear me. Yeah, you're a hard worker. You are. This has been so much. This last year has been crazy. But I think that I've put myself in a good position to give you really good odds of things working out. I as I said, I like the job I'm at. But I think you have ambitions that are bigger than what you're doing right now. And I'm really hoping that in 2030 that you're doing something different, something more aligned with your actual interests. If you haven't finished the master's degree, or if you quit or something like that, that's okay. Because in that case, I really do believe that it's because something more important has come up. Something more important. You've gotten called to a different direction in life. I really do think that is a significant possibility, in which case you wouldn't finish the master's degree. So if that hasn't happened, that makes sense. That's all right. And if you just couldn't take it, if it was just too hard, that's also okay. You're okay. You're okay, kid. Yeah. If in 2030 you're not in a long-term relationship like you want to be, listen, I think at the point where I am now at age of 28, I know who I am, and I know what I'm worth, and I know that you know that if that has not happened, if you've not gotten into the long-term relationship that you want, it's because nobody has come around who's been worthy of that. And if you have someone like that, that's awesome. But if you don't, it's not your fault. You'll be 33? Am I talking to myself when I'm in my Jesus years? My Jesus, 33 years old year? Wow. So, you're still young. 33 is not old. It's not old. I know you feel like you're ancient. You are not. You are fine. 33 is not old. You still have plenty of your 30s left. And yeah, I think keep yawning because again, it's like midnight. But yeah, I think there's so much more that I can do for the rest of my 20s and then at the beginning of my 30s, I think when I'm 33, I'm going to be so much more fulfilled as a person, but there's also going to be so much potential that, I have. So, if any of this stuff, any of my positive predictions have not happened so far, there's still time. There's still time at 33 to course correct. And if you're hearing this and that's not where you are, might be time to course correct. Let me know how things worked out without the Navy. Because right now, you're still scared. You're still a little bit scared. You got your TAMP card today. Maybe some point during the next week or so, you're going to get a veteran card. And I know it's gonna be a struggle, but I know that in 5 years I'm gonna be laughing because my life has just moved so far past the military. What's going to be really funny, though, is if in 2030 you're back in the military because somebody else has gotten in office in 2028. And they said trans people can join again. And you stubborn, you little stubborn, you went, what the hell? 4 more years in the Navy. Or let me try to get to retirement at 20 years or something like that. That's something you would do. That's something you would do. I got my eye on you. Did you do that? Crazy. You can't have purple hair. What color is your hair in 2030? Did you go back to natural, or did you do something crazy? Pink. I chickened out at pink. I actually went to go get my hair colored like a few days ago, and I should have just said, let's go for pink, but I didn't do it. Chickened out, went to purple, so redid my purple, so hopefully I've experimented and tried other stuff. If in 2030 I'm still rocking purple and have the entire time, God, that is your look. That's the look. That's the look. I'm very curious if in 5 years I'm gonna look back and be like, I had purple hair. Oh, I forgot about that. Dude, today, you saw a 2020 version of you. You saw that black hair and you cringed. So if you're cringing now because I have purple hair, that's payback for 2020. That's payback. You laughed at 2020. This is your payback. You're going to have to laugh at 2025. So, that's just paying it forward. Paying it forward. Know that I love you. Know that you matter. You're important. There are people that love you. And hopefully there's people in your life that you're loving in return. Because that's something that's important. So, I'll talk to you later. Bye.